8, 79.
You know the quickest way to get a six-pack is to run correctly.
Pause. Rewind. Change tape. Later, sucker. Woohoo!
Correctly. This video is going to be about what's going on underneath the surface that's central to good locomotion. If you close your eyes and picture running, do you visualize the arms and legs moving? I do. When you look at a Ferris wheel, what's your eyes drawn to? The carriages going around? What enables that to happen? The stable bit in the middle. If it didn't and it starts wobbling, you've got to see that at Final Destination 6. It's the same with running. Our eyes are transfixed on the limbs, but it's all made possible by the structure in the middle, the core.
Yeah, I know. I need a strong core. Core stability, core training, Bosu balls, yada yada yada.
Core is in fashion. It's a buzzword. Rather than working out what you need to do to strengthen it, you might be more motivated if you understand why you need to. People mean different things when they think and say core. Some people think it's just your stomach, and that's a pretty basic fitness view. Others see it as their whole midsection, front, side and back. This is more an anatomical perspective, normally for bodybuilders. Others, that it's anything that's not an extremity. So basically your headless torso. If you're on the cutting edge of strength training, where the larger the area you can make stable, the more weight you can support with that base, this makes sense. They're all right in their own way, but it doesn't help you, because it's confusing. I actually like the idea of headless torso fluid stability.
What? Another pseudo term that means nothing?
This helps me understand what it is I'm trying to achieve and how it ties into the movement. Doing a move repetitively is boring if you can't see the application of it. Being able to mentally link one movement to another that you want is more engaging. And there are two byproducts from running. One is fat loss, the other is core training. Think of your core as everything from the bottom of your head to the top of your thighs without your arms. I think of this as the base that my head, arms and legs move from. My core does have some pros and cons compared to the Ferris wheel base though. The pro is a stable structure that can move, hence the fluid. All of the muscles and bones of totally different lengths, shapes and sizes in our core attach to each other and move to accommodate the variety of movements that we want to do in life. The con is how stable is a structure that can move. Because the stable base can move, these structures have to learn how to work in all of the different positions, and that requires a nervous system and lots of practice. So we need to teach the front, back and sides to understand how to stabilize when we move our head, arms and legs. Basically, the core has a mini brain of its own that learns without you thinking about it. When we walk, jog or run, we want to see a visual stillness in the belly button with a metronomic movement in the upper spine and the extremities doing the most movement. This calm is vital because you're physically proving that you're resisting the rotation of the hips and the lateral flexion created by standing on one leg for brief periods of time. If your hip joints or your thoracic spine don't rotate, then you go rooting around for it elsewhere. Your knees, knee pain, your ankles, Achilles foot pain, your sacrum, sacral pain, or your core, low back pain and distended belly. All of these extremity pains are troubling, but the core handling two jobs, that's double trouble. Your core is the body's CPU, and if it starts moving to create the rotation that your hips don't, it gets destabilized, and that has terrible consequences on your hip and shoulder health, and the look of your abdomen.
Science time.
This is not about spot reduction of fat. It's about elongated, dysfunctional muscles in the core being asked to work phasically rather than tonically. Phasically is fast twitch, anaerobic, and fatiguing in 3 minutes. Tonically is slow twitch, aerobic, and endurance over 3 minutes. Basically, on top of all of that pain, your shoulder to hip to waist ratio doesn't improve. So no hourglass or superhero physique. You want these? This makes it much more difficult to run fast or lift weights and not get injuries. But even if you do do manage to keep within yourself, your hard work doesn't pay off with the body that you want.
Mental doggy bag time.
The midsection of the core needs to be still. The thoracic spine and hips need to rotate and the extremities need to flex and extend. The core, through training, needs to learn the ability to resist hip rotation and lateral flexion when you're swapping from foot to foot. Now I'm not going to leave you hanging. In my next running video, I'm going to go through the specific exercises that train these skills. And in the meantime, if you've got any questions or comments, leave them below.
Where's my abs?
I'm not sure you're doing it correctly.
Correctly! Properly! So it's a small print with you, isn't it?
Pound that like and share button like it's raw meat. And if you're taking 5, please subscribe.